Hello. So, how's everybody doing? I am so excited to come to you, ladies, because I am starting a new series. This is called Motherhood Moments with Denisha, and we will talk about everything from tips to how I'm praying for my girls and just different things that we have going on, activities that may interest you to do with your children. And so, I want to let you know a little bit of background about me as a mother. I started having my girls in November of 2013. That was when I had my first daughter. And I had my last daughter in October of 2016. So if you do the math there, I basically had three little girls in a span of less than 4 years. They're all 18 months apart. And so, as you know, we had kids still in diapers. We had, then we went through the process of potty training, transitioning while I'm still changing diapers and breastfeeding. And so it was really kind of a hectic time. It was a blessing, of course, but it was hard. And honestly, my parenting was a little lax because I was just trying to make it from day to day at that point. And so as the girls got older, it got a bit easier and a bit easier. So if you have multiple children and they're really close in age, I really want to encourage you that it gets better, because even 6 months would make a difference for us. In 6 months, I could see how much independence they were growing. I could see how, those transitions were happening, and things just got a lot easier. So be encouraged. Now, today, I want to talk about what made me choose to start being more intentional about parenting, being a mother. I'm a stay-at-home mom. That is truly a blessing. It was not my choice in the beginning. However, my husband and I did come to the agreement that I would stay at home with the girls, and I'm so glad that I did, because I was really a career woman, okay? However, so once we got past that really hectic phase of the kids being really young and transitioning from the diapers to the potty training and all of that, I decided, you know what, like, I am tired of being a lazy parent. Like, I want to parent with more intention. And I knew that I could do better. I mean, some may look at what I was doing and say, no, that's not lazy. But for me, I really knew what I wanted, what I desired to do for my girls, and what I was doing. And it just wasn't it. So the first thing that I decided was basically to set my intentions. So what I mean by that is, like, I had to decide, what is it that I want my girls to learn from me? What do I want them to take away from the 18 years that we have together, hopefully more in the house? What do I want them to take away from their childhood that they've learned from me, and that will help them when they get out into the real world? So that was the first thing. I started thinking about that. So one of the things that I decided is that, you know what, I want them more than anything, firstly, to have a relationship with Christ. That in our home is the absolute most important thing, because honestly, when you have that, then you have everything that you need is right there. So that was the most important thing. And then teaching them, of course, how to be ladies, how to be feminine and how to be ladies in general. I learned from my grandmother and my mother. They were great examples of wonderful Christian women. And so that is something that I definitely wanted to pass on to my girls. And then three, which falls under knowing Christ and everything, is really, I wanted them to be kind. I wanted them to, really consider others and to just be good humans, in the grand scheme of things, the Ivy League college, and all of those things aren't the most important things. The most important things are who they are at the core of them. And so the next thing, setting my intentions, was very important. And so I encourage you to do the same. Sit down and just write down, what exactly you want your children to learn from you and to know by the time they leave your house. And then secondly, I decided that, you know what, I'm just flying off the handle way too much. I'm raising my voice. I'm coming at them in kind of a negative way. And yeah, we still have those days, to be honest. However, I wanted to be more intentional about how I was communicating with my children. And so that's my number two. Basically, I said, you know what? I have to check my response. Whenever something happens and the girls are doing something maybe that they shouldn't be, or they're fighting, I have to check my response. It's so important because a soft answer turns away wrath. And then the word tells us also, don't provoke your children to anger. So, it's really hard. Every day it's hard. It's not an easy thing, but I have to decide, you know what? I want to discipline my children in love. And so that requires the proper response. And so I encourage you that, when your kids are running around the house, or they're hitting each other, or they've come and complained to you for the 100th time and you're totally over it, take a minute to just kind of take a deep breath and and then respond. Before you respond, just take a minute to take a deep breath and think about the best way to respond to the situation. When we lash out in anger, it doesn't feel so much like love, and so we want to discipline, but we want also for the children to still walk away feeling like, oh my gosh, my mom loves me, even though she wants what's best for me. She wants me to learn and to do the right thing, but they never doubt our love for them. And thirdly was, oh my goodness, I hear my kids screaming. Sorry. Okay, so the third thing, after setting your intentions, checking your response, and then thirdly was looking for opportunities to praise good behavior. So that one is a big one for me too, because I am more of like this reactive parent who, when they're doing something they shouldn't be, I'm on that. But when they're doing really good things, we tend to kind of highlight the negative or comment on the negative more than we do the positive. And so it's really, really important for us as parents to look for the things they're doing well and to really, really go over and above, with complimenting them and praising them for doing something so great. It could be the way they're speaking to each other or how nicely they're playing together. Even if that's only 30 minutes out of the whole day that they sat quietly and played together without fighting, really praise that. Kids, they really respond to that positive reinforcement. And so I remind myself every day that that's something I need to do. And so hopefully this is something that will also help you. So we'll talk more in the next episode of Motherhood Moments with Denisha. I hope you enjoyed what I'm sharing with you today. If you haven't already, please go to my YouTube channel and subscribe, and follow us on all our social media channels at Love Joy Blessings without a G. Okay, guys, see you soon. Bye-bye.